Hello, this is a guitar tutorial for that song that I just played, 1X by 3 Days Grace. I did the little intro bit there just so you know that I know what I'm doing, and so I know that I know what I'm doing, because 5 minutes ago when I tried to record this, I didn't know what I was doing, and I just messed up, even though I did know what I was doing, and it's just a conundrum. It's really complicated. Just mental breakdowns and whatnot. The world's having a mental breakdown right now. It's totally fine. Okie dokie. First things first, I'm gonna record this with a more clean effect, just so you can actually hear. It's in drop D. Wait. It's another 3 Days Grace song that I know. That's how I test if I'm in drop D, is I'll play Get Out Alive by 3 Days Grace. Anyways, yeah, just a fun tip there. That's not the song we're playing. 1X. So it starts out with you put your finger on the 7th fret of the D string and the 9th fret on the G string. So you do this 4 times. D, G, D, G, D, G. I think. And then you go, it's like. So there, for the part that's. It's open D, 3rd fret on the D string, and then 5th fret on the G string. So like this. Except the second time it does it, it actually goes like this. So before it goes, instead of 7, 9, it goes open 9. And it does that whole pattern, everything I just went over, it does that 3 times. So then goes to the pre-chorus part, which is pretty easy. You go, I'd recommend barring this. Yeah, I don't think there's another way to do it. You go to the 5th fret and you bar these 3 strings. Watch my hand down here. Those 3. There's a lot of words for them, so I don't want to call them the bottom strings. I don't want to call them the top strings. So, E, A, D, but E is really D. So D, A, D. This is why I just don't say anything. Then you put this finger on the 7th fret of the G string, so you should have 4 strings pressed down. And you're gonna hold this formation as well. So you basically just kind of climb up or down, or whichever way you want to call it. Guitar by going. I'm gonna refer to this as the E string, even though it's in drop D. So just deal with me here. So E, A, D, G. Then you move down 2 frets, Chapter, you got this finger on the 3rd fret and this finger on the 5th fret. Same formation, and you do the same thing again. E, B, A, D, G. Then you move back up to the 7th fret. Just a sec. You move back up to the 7th fret and do the same thing again. Then you take this finger here, that one, and then you put it on. You leave this finger barring the other 3 strings. Then you put this finger on the 6th fret of the B string. So you go 6 and open on the B string, or not open, 6, 5 on the B string. And then you come down and do the 5th fret on the G string as well, which if you're barring it, you should already have it done on the 5th fret. So that's the bridge part. So it goes like this. Wait, did I call that the bridge? Dum-dum. Pre-chorus, if I did call it the bridge. I don't know. Then the next part, chorus. Sorry, song effects here. I'll switch it back to the clean effect so you can hear it better once I teach it. But it's pretty easy. It sounds like this. That's actually really 2 guitar parts there. Yes, I know that sounded terrible with that effect on. Just deal with me here. Bad effects when I'm playing it right. And I think when they actually play it in the recording, it's just... But just for fun, and by kind of force of habit, I kind of just chug it there a little bit. You don't have to. It's barring the top 3 strings on the 7th fret, open, and then 3rd. Essentially what you're doing is if I were in drop D, or no, if I were in standard tuning, it's essentially taking kind of like an E minor chord over here instead. I'm not going to go into that. That's going to be just super, super complicated, and I don't want to do it. So yeah. Just a sec. Right, okay, so it does that pattern. 7, open, 3, barring these 3 strings. So it does those 3 chords. It does that 3 times, and then there's a second guitar part. If you want the part that goes like, because that's actually played by a second guitar. There's 2 guitar parts. So if you want that guitar part, just, that's played after you do 3 times. If you listen to the song, you'll hear what I'm talking about. So for this, it's just, you go to the 10th fret on the G string, then you go to the 9th fret, same string, then you go to the 10th fret, the D string. And for the chorus part, it does that whole deal twice. So it goes. Then it does it again. I slid it there. That's not intentional. Yeah, so it does that. That's the chorus part. And then it goes back into the bridge. I don't know how many times it does the bridge part. Or, not the bridge. Verse. I don't know how many times it does that for the second verse. I think it might be different from the first. Let me check. It's not different. It's not different at all. It does the same verse riff 3 times. and it goes back into the... And then, so yeah, it does that for the second verse. Then it goes right back into the... If you want something that's kind of fun to do. I don't think this is at all correct for any sort of anything at all, but if you want, you could slide. And, you know, bends and whatnot. That is not at all part of the song. Switch. That's just something I kind of did just for fun. I don't even think there might be some sort of inaccuracies, just a whole bunch of inaccuracies to that. It's just something I thought might be kind of fun. So, the bridge, it's just chugging. While barring the 7th, these 3 strings on the 7th fret. So, the song actually sounds like this. I don't know how many times it actually does that. And then he goes into the solo, which sounds like this. I don't know. I don't think it actually plays that last half twice. Give me a second. Okay, so the solo's got 2 parts. The first part is like this. I'll swap to a cleaner effect. Wait. I messed up, but don't worry about it. So, it goes like this. So you go to the 2nd fret of the G string, play that 4 times. Then you go to the 4th fret of the G string, play that 3 times. 5th fret, play that 4 times. Back to the 2nd fret, play it once. And then you go to the 3rd fret of the B string. Then you go to play that once. And then you go to the 4th. Back to the 4th of the G string. So that sounds like this. And then feel free to pause and rewind and all that helpful, nifty technology stuff. And then it repeats that similarly, but kind of like when it does a riff and goes, and then it goes instead of, in the verse, when it just kind of changes it up a little bit. It does that with the solo as well. And so for the second part of the solo, it goes 2 on the G string 4 times. And then it goes 4 on the G string twice. Then it goes back to 2 once. Then it goes up to 5. Then you do that 4 times. And then 2, 3, 4. So. And then the second part sounds like, just a sec. Alright, I'm pretty sure it sounds like this. Something like that. Swap to a better effect again. So that's 10 4 times on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Back to 10 once. Up to 13 4 times. then you go to the 10th fret of the E string once, and then to the 12th fret of the B string, and then the 10th fret of the B string, and then you go back up to E, 10, 12, 13. Alright, so next there's a kind of like a, break where he kind of goes back to the verse and whatnot. It's kind of like a combo between the verse and the chorus. So it plays the verse part twice. Yeah, verse. That's the right word for it. No, it isn't. Don't take that. Don't listen to me. So he plays it 1.5 times basically. The verse riff. And then it goes. And there's some sort of slide in there too. Something like that. And he goes right back into the chorus. Alrighty then. So after the end of that extra chorus, it does the little. It's like this. It does that twice. And then they go into like the ending, and so there's 2 guitar parts there. One of them is more obviously than the other. So the first guitar part is, or I don't know what guitar part it is. I'm pretty sure it's guitar 1. It's sticking with the. And then every now and then you'll hear the second guitar part. Actually, you'll definitely hear it. It's very obvious you hear it going. Which is very similar to the original or the regular deal after the chorus parts, where it's, except you add the 12th fret there. So it's you go 12th fret on the G string, down to the 10th, down to the 9th, onto the 10th fret of the D string. Yeah, that kind of that's how the song kind of ends. It's just. And the guitar part just doing that over and over while the other one's on. And then yeah, that's the song. Yeah. Right, of course. That's what I expected. I think it's upside down now, but I'm not sure. Yeah, as usual, I hope that was helpful. If not, I'm sure there's other videos somewhere that might be more helpful. Goodbye.